Good day. Now I'm going to present to you the project proposal. It is all about environmental dilemma, improper waste disposal. And here are the following objectives. The main objective of this project proposal is for elimination and reduction of waste in the developed country. First, to determine the underlying issue about the waste and the list of data of waste. And next is to provide innovative and productive remedies to every biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste. Next is to produce rules and regulations that every citizen should follow on waste disposal as environmental and public concern. And the last one is to produce substantial solutions and alternatives. Let me give you a glimpse of introduction. Waste are unwanted or unusable materials. Waste is any substance which is discarded after primary use or is worthless, defective, and of no use. Improper disposal can lead to adverse health outcomes, for example, through water, soil, and air contamination. Hazardous waste or unsafe waste treatment such as an open burning can directly harm waste workers or other people involved in waste burning and neighboring communities. Furthermore, air pollution, climate change, soil and water contamination, poor waste management contribute to climate change. Definitely. Why do developed countries have more waste? Well, higher income people not only consume more goods overall, but they also use a higher concentration of packaged and complex durable goods like cars, appliances, electronics, and most in the middle and waste in middle and high income countries consists in organic materials, notable paper and plastics, because the more you have money, the more you can buy all commodities all you wanted. Let me present to you the waste statistic from developed country. So, the number one or the largest part of it is the plastics with 13%, followed by building materials and electronics. However, other data shows that papers and other biodegradable waste had a large part also in the waste problem. Here are also the global waste statistics. And so I come up with the project Waste Reduction, Prevention and Disposal, Innovation, Sustainability and Transformation. In this project proposal, we'd like to suggest the rules and regulations, guidelines for waste reduction and ways for innovations. And here are some basic information about plastics and papers. Major effects of plastic waste. Plastic pollution can alter habitats and natural processes, reducing ecosystems' ability to adapt to climate change. However, in paper waste facts, according to the World Counts, paper come from the trees. Paper count for around 26% of total waste and at landfills. 42% of all global wood harvest is used to make papers. And so here the biodegradable waste prevention rules and regulation. The number one is to avoid using plastic bags for excessive shoppings as much as possible and reduce plastic packaging materials. And for alternative in this problem or in this regulation, we can use also eco-friendly bags and reusable carriers because this is developed country, they used to consume a lot and many waste can produce by it. And avoid panic buying for number two because so much commodities that are non-biodegradable such as cloths, plastic packaging of goods and other electronics can produce or can cause too many environmental problems and issues. It triggers also even the oceans, the waters, airs, and land because those are pollutants. So for alternative for this is the instead of having unused things and disposing it because many are buying a lot and they do not use it, they did just dispose. And so people are encouraged to join the highly suggested, the buy and sell, the swap, or if they don't gonna use it or they don't want to sell it, they can donate it to the most needy. Nevertheless, in an educational system, number three, as possible, we may require in the selective educational system the usage of recyclable materials for students and also for people in the community. So instead of just throwing your waste that can be recycled, why don't we test their creativity by using the recyclable materials? And number four, all resident, public and private employee and companies, all kinds of establishment must segregate their waste properly because this is not a simple issue. It is a way more than what we just see because underwater there are a lot of plastics, and those are pollutants that affects the habitat of um, other living things in our ecosystem. That's why it has become an issue. Many people don't want to recycle things that already disgusting. They're already wasted and have dirt. That's why it's necessary to make a segregation of the waste. So the next one is for biodegradable waste prevention rules and regulation. The number one is to limit the production of traditional print media, papers, excessive modules, books, and magazines that will be used for a short span of time. Imagine the trees grow for about a decades, 10 years and above before they and after that they're gonna be cutted off and used as a papers, and the papers will gonna use in a short span of time. So here is the alternative. Why don't we use electronic devices? Since modernization takes place, numerous access of data and information can be used for work, for educations, and etc. They can use electronics, for example, for document. They don't have to print it. They just gotta email it, and they just gotta provide it in their device and their storage if they want to keep it, and not through the paper that after a couple of days or weeks they gotta dispose it. Well, it doesn't mean that we don't have to use papers anymore. But the thing is, we have to limit producing it, because many trees has been cut it off, and then a lot of papers and such are already wasted and have no use anymore. The second one is limit the usage of the excessive timber and piecewoods in many constructions that eventually get wasted. And for alternatives, why don't we just, instead of woods or timber for any construction purposes, they may use portables and multiple use of steels and other reusable materials, so they don't have to cut a lot of woods and then dispose it after it was already used in a certain construction area or in an establishment. Why don't we use steels that can be used again and again and again? Also, in number 3, waste foods and consumable goods must be decomposed. On number 4, develop biodegradable packaging or can be recyclables and be easily composted. And number 5 is make recycling as a habit. Also, it would be helpful if we're gonna impose fine and enforcing sanctions. For imposing fine, people found disposing garbage improperly should pay for fine. Penalty for using plastics in shopping and etc. However, enforcing sanctions, companies producing multiple plastic waste and not following mandates and operating eco-friendly production, they must be fined. Also, the companies that are producing and manufacturing electronics the electronics that are easily being broken. So when the consumer bought it, they gotta use just a couple of months or a couple of years, and then they gotta dispose it. And there are so many ways because of that. Because they're gonna buy and buy because the products don't have enough or good quality. So if the company were gonna make a good quality product, the people won't buy the electronics and such gadgets again and again. So they were able to minimize the waste. Furthermore, here are the basic ways to implement. Use a reusable bottle or cup for beverages on the go. Avoid single-use materials for foods. Shop local products and buy bulks to avoid packaging. It is not only resident responsibility, but of course the government responsibilities. Collect garbage regularly, strictly implement rules and regulation regarding waste disposal, keep proper composting, promote a lot of budget for recycling companies. And in doing so, here are the following benefits for states, residents, economy, and for future generation, of course. This project proposal will greatly affect the entirety of states, specifically for the following beneficiaries. Number 1, of course, into the entire state and developed country. Nation would possibly enjoy cleaner surroundings and atmosphere, and of course, elevate attraction and promote tourism. Further, for residents, people in the community, either urban or rural, may not be prone to various kind of pollutions, keep their families healthy and fresh environment. It also escalates the citizens' sense of discipline and the responsibility as dwellers in the community they are in. Also, it also affects the economy. Innovation and sustainability will be affected through reducing of national budget in waste disposal. So instead of allotting money or budget to the waste disposal, they can use it in other project or other purpose that will benefit the citizens of the developed country. And of course, especially for future generation, it would be beneficial for them because following generation would benefit in clean surroundings and trained into sustainable development alongside with the population growth. As that beyond the continuous of population growth, the waste can be managed properly and easily. And those are the benefits of proposed project, and hopefully this project will benefit for a developed country to go high and be progressive. Let me say this to you, a parting words from Bay Johnson. Refuse what you do not need, reduce what you do need. Reuse what you consume, recycle what you cannot refuse. Reduce, reuse, and rot the rest. Thank you very much.